Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be showing you everything you need to know about a bait caster. You should always have a rod stock like this. Protects the eyes on the rod and let your rod last a lot longer. Alright, let's go on to the bait caster, right? Sorry, I was fishing for pike yesterday, that's why this lure is on here. First things first is line. So, if you want some good line for a beginner, use monofilament. I'm using braided line. Here, let's see if I get this in the light. I'm using braided line because, obviously I'm fishing for bigger fish, but monofilament is easier for beginners because it's cheap, doesn't cost nearly as much as braid. But the one up about braid is that backlash is easy to get out. Let's talk about backlash. This really kills me to do this, but if I really have to get backlash from my line to show you guys how to get it out, then I will. So, see if I go get some backlash here. Let's set this down right there. There you go. You have yourself some backlash. So what you're going to do now is take your line, release the spool, hold your thumb on it, and slowly pull out until all the backlash is gone. If you have a little loop holding in the line, pull the loop and then pull the line as hard as you can and it will come out. Let's talk about the components of the reel. Obviously you have your handle of the reel. You have your button that releases the spool. Right here is your drag. So tighten it, loosen it. Yeah, that really comes in handy when you're fighting different types of fish. Line guide right here. This little knob right there. That's what moves the line back and forth so the line doesn't get clumped up in one spot. That's one of the most useful things on this bait caster. The automatic braking system is this knob right here. So on one, that's for if you're experienced and you know what you're doing. It allows you to cast more smoothly. But if you're a beginner at bait casters, I recommend you I definitely recommend that you put it on halfway, and if you're a really noob at fishing and you really like bait casters, put it all the way up to the max. That prevents it from getting backlash. I just cast it without even putting my thumb on the spool. I like mine at a 4 or 5. I can cast smoothly and I don't really get that much backlash. Let's talk about casting. One really important... before we get to casting, I want to show you how to fine-tune a bait caster. There's this little knob right there. That little knob right there allows you to move your bait caster. So, you can see my lure, alright? You want it to drop at around a 3 second before it hits the ground. So like, I'm going to loosen it. That was only maybe 2 seconds before it hit the ground. Okay, I'll step back a little bit. So I'm going to tighten it a little bit. Just a little bit. Falls too slowly. You're going to want to loosen it just a little bit. Still too fast. Tighten it up just a little bit. A little bit tighter, and that's perfect. A little bit tighter. That's perfect, right around there. You can feel that it's slowly going down, but gravity's not doing all the work. The spool is actually moving. Just like that. A little bit tighter. A little bit tighter. Right there. That's what you're going to want it to be at. Alright. Casting. Here. Move that out of the way. Alright. You're going to want a heavier lure to cast with, because heavier lures, they're easy to flick and get the job done. Opposed to a light lure, it's not going to move that, it's not going to go that far, and you're just going to wind up getting backlash. So, there's multiple ways. If you're a noob, do not do overhand. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to move this out of the way. It's raining outside. I would be going outside, but I'm just going to stay in my garage for now. Alright. See if we can move this up here. Okay, for now. Alright. So, casting. If you're going to cast and you're a noob, do not do overhand. Alright? You're going to want to do a sideways cast, but here's the thing. Always keep your finger on the spool, alright? If you don't, you're just going to wind up with a ton of backlash, and it's going to suck for the rest of your fishing day. So you're always going to want to keep your finger on the spool or almost touching the spool. You don't want to be freehand like this. Maybe about a second or two before it hits the water, you're going to want to push your thumb fully down on that spool so the line stops. Switch hands, start reeling. Here's an example. Bam. Literally a second before it hits, I throw my thumb on there. Hold on. I have to go get a different lure. Alright, well I fixed the lure. It was acting all funky, so it's actually an older lure I have in my tackle box. I usually just use it for casting and for pike fishing in dirtier water, but it gets the job done. Yeah, you're never going to want to do overhand. If you're in a really tight spot, and you can do underhand, it's a nice little flick, just like that. If I turn up the automatic braking system, I can cast no problem with no backlash, but it's not as smooth. I prefer like a 3 or 4, 3, 4, or 5, but it's really just up to you. Picking the right bait caster, I like bigger grips as to opposed to plastic grips. I like foam or rubber. They keep your hands nice and warm or cool while you're fishing, depending on what temperature you're in. It usually keeps it at a constant temperature. The bearings, I like higher number of bearings. It's just smoother casting. It's all up to you on what you want and what price range you have available to get that bait caster. Yeah, this is my main rod right now. All my other open faces, I'm putting those aside right now, and I'm just using my bait casters. But yeah, go to your local bait shop, ask an employee there, and I'm sure they can help you find the right bait caster. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.